Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm ERod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. Right here, this little kick-ass scope logo that was created by my title card artist, Eugenia. Anyway, welcome to the most anticipated commentary I have ever done. Yes, I will be giving my thoughts on the severe backlash that this video got on thatguywiththeglasses.com. But first, I want to talk about this opening scene we're going to see right here. The Kick-Ass Scope logo was created for the Thunderbirds episode, and Eugenia did such a great job that I decided to use it again. Anyway, so this opening scene here with Denise as the Guardian Lorelei, I actually wrote this way back in 2010, my first year as the Blockbuster Buster. As most of you may already know, I did a lot of writing at that time, all sorts of ideas that I had for the Blockbuster Buster. And this was one of the openings that I originally wrote for one of the episodes, but never used because I didn't feel that it fit. I didn't want to waste it on just a regular episode. I wanted to wait for a special episode to use it, so I decided to use it here. That tarot card right there, also created by Eugenia. It was just a present that she made me. Apparently on DeviantArt, people started creating tarot cards for all the reviewers that were not in Suburban Nights. They created tarot cards for almost everybody that wasn't on that anniversary special except for me. So Eugenia took it upon herself to create me one, and she posted it on DeviantArt and then sent it to me, and I loved it so much I wanted to use it in a special episode, and this is the one. Anyway, who is this lady that I'm talking to? Everybody wants to know. Is she my mom? No, we are not related in any way. Denise Mendez-Smith is an actor. She's been a good friend of mine for a very long time. And she was one of my earliest and first supporters before I actually started making any videos or supporting things. That's from Thor. That's from Thor right there. That's something that the commentators like to do. They have to point out what everything I'm parroting. And when she spun around, that was from The Matrix. The Matrix. Anyway. Again, title cards, all created by Eugenia. Beautifully done, to the style of Gendy Tarkowski, with the characters have no outlines. Beautiful. Anyway, so that's that. Let's talk about the backlash. A lot of people were severely upset over this video. It was, of course, this was a big surprise to me, because, well, one of the reasons why I joined thatguywiththeglasses.com was to learn. And before this 3-part 100th episode, I had no idea that there was so much hatred towards storylines, towards reviewers doing storylines. From my point of view, I'm the reverse. I love it when Linkara goes up on his spaceship and fights evil Mecha Pollo and all that shit. I loved all the Nostalgia Critic versus Angry Video Game Nerd, all that stuff. In fact, the video that finally gave me the big final push for me to start doing reviews was the first anniversary special, when all the reviewers met and fought each other, and there was no fucking review attached to that, so I don't know why everybody is so terribly angry. So the biggest accusation that I keep getting about this video is that I didn't review episode 1. People say, oh, it was fun. Even people who liked it go, it was fun, but you didn't review it. With that, I disagree. This whole 3-part video is an ongoing commentary on how bad episode 1 is. Stop and think about it for just 1 second. What is truly wrong with episode 1? And it's not Jar Jar, and it's not Jake Lloyd, and it's not the pod race. What's truly wrong with episode 1 is that they're always dancing around the point. What's the point at the beginning of the movie? The point is these 2 Jedi are going to stop this dispute within the Trade Federation in Naboo, right? But instead of doing that, they grab Jar Jar, they grab the Queen, and they fly away, dancing around the point. Then they land on Tatooine, and the point becomes to repair the ship so they can get back with their mission. But they don't do that. Instead, they gamble on a pod race, okay? What am I doing in this video? I'm going to do the traditional review, and then I stop, and I go and I do other things. I'm dancing around the point. Just like episode 1. And what is the thing that distracts me every time, that takes me away from the quote-unquote traditional review? Jar Jar Binks, which is the most out of place and most distracting thing about episode 1. So I see Jar Jar, my attention goes to him, I kill him, and I go off and have this wacky adventure. By the way, you guys keep asking me who's in the Jar Jar outfit? That's Marsha, ERod. That's how much that girl loves me. She'll put on that uncomfortable outfit for me. Okay, real quick, let's talk about this little gag right here. This little gag, which even people who hated these 3 videos liked it, thought it was funny. I actually did this before for a film school project, which was supposed to showcase 2 contrasting scenes. It went over really, 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 really well. When people saw me on the bicycle, they laughed their fucking ass off, and that's the one project that they talked about the most after we viewed everybody's projects. I spent a great deal of money on this 3-part episode, and believe it or not, that is the second most expensive shot in the video, because the back wheel of that bicycle broke the day before and had to take it to get it fixed, and ended up having to replace the whole back tire, and it was pretty pricey. So there you saw the second most expensive shot in ERod versus Episode 1, believe it or not, but I did it for you guys to make you guys laugh, and I'm glad. I don't regret doing it. So going back to people hating this and not saying that I'm not reviewing it, people are like, oh, but you're going out and you're having this stupid, adventure that has nothing to do with anything. Well, here's the thing. I mean, if you didn't take the time to watch the 99 episodes that came before, then I can't apologize for that. But everything that you see here was set up within 99 episodes that came before it. Darth Lucas, Dr. Nemesis, Lexa Payne, aka Danafali. So everything was set up. So, and I didn't put anything into this 3-part video that the fans didn't either ask about or didn't request. People want to know where the hammer came from. Well, the first scene explains that. People want to know the identity of Darth Lucas. Well, there it is. People want cameos from other producers, and I gave you the best one, Little Miss Gamer. She, in my eyes, she is the absolute best, and that is the cameo that you got, the absolute best. Anyway, while I'm doing this commentary on the worst video that ever went up on thatguywiththeglasses.com, I will also be doing an impromptu casting couch on the characters of ERod versus Episode 1. So, this scene coming up right here is a little bit of historical fiction. Paul and I really did have a conversation like this where, just in case you guys don't know, originally it was going to be 2 Blockbuster Busters. That was the plan. But Paul had to back out for the reasons that he is mentioning here. That he got the funding and he went out and directed a movie called Rock Jocks, starring Felicia Day and Doug Jones. And it hasn't come out yet. He's still in post-production. So for those of you who are wondering what the scene was about. So, going back to people accusing me about me not reviewing this 3-part special, reviewing Episode 1. To me, the best way that you can point out how shitty Episode 1 is by comparing it to the original Star Wars trilogy. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Instead of just sitting there talking about this shitty movie, I'm going out and I'm having this adventure that is structured in the same way as the original Star Wars trilogy. I start in my tiny, humble home, just like Luke Skywalker. I leave to go on this adventure. Along the way, right here in the scene, Dr. Nemesis was supposed to have a line explaining that the sonic screwdriver, the high-frequency sound only affected dogs and demons, and that's the reason why only the Danafali's affected, but that is the one and only thing that I forgot to shoot. Anyway, so along the way of this awesome adventure that I'm having, I pick up a princess, which is ERod. I pick up a mercenary, a guy whose loyalties are uncertain, which is Paul, aka Dr. Nemesis. And we fight a Sith Lord. We fight a guy that started himself from humble beginnings, George Lucas, and then got really powerful, and he let the power corrupt him, and he turned into very much Darth Lucas. So, yeah, and I know that sounds terribly abstract, but a lot of people got it. A lot of people got the joke. But unfortunately, most people on thatguywiththeglasses.com, the viewers, either didn't get it or didn't appreciate it. Alright, let's start doing some casting here. I would cast Hilary Swank as the Naphtali, if it was a professional movie. As myself, Seth Green. A lot of people say Freddie Rodriguez, but I think he's too good looking. As Paul, I would say Jeff Goldblum. I think he's the only one that can capture Paul's true brand of humor, like dry. So this is a throwback to the Mummy episode, the Mummy review, Mummy 3 review that I did, where we had the, well actually it was the Terminator one, we had the Friend song. Anyway, anybody who didn't see that, if you care to see where Dr. Nemesis first appeared, that's the one. Initially, I was supposed to have a lot of special effects in this 3-part special. And Darth Lucas was supposed to be defeated by me freezing him in carbonite. Unfortunately, the guy that was going to do the special effects for me backed out last second. So I couldn't get him, and I had already spent all this money, and so I wasn't going to fish around for another special effects guy, so I decided to go without him. But that's the reason why the whole freezing in carbonite thing keeps getting brought up throughout the 3-part special. Okay, you know, they're going to freeze me in carbonite, then they say they're going to freeze all the angry reviewers, and in the end, in an ironic twist, it was Darth Lucas that was supposed to end up frozen in the carbonite. And the guy who was going to do the effects for me, unfortunately, you know, flaked on me. But, hey, it's all good, you know. You live, you learn. Anyway, so here's the big question that I get. Do I regret going through all the trouble of making this 3-part special? And after the fact that so many people hated it. The answer is, I would cast Kevin James as Darth Lucas, as Joshua Brott. Anyway, do I regret it? Absolutely not. I don't regret going out of my way for the fans, ever. I don't regret leaving my house and booking a location. I don't regret flying actors and spending money on actors and airfare and props and just money that I, you know, really can't afford to spend. I don't regret that. I don't regret giving up 6 weeks of my life to shoot this special. 6 weeks of my free time, which I don't have a lot of because I have to balance my time between my day job, producing a weekly video series, my wife, and every little minutia that life might bring me. I don't regret that 1 second. If I knew then what I know now, that people were, there's all these that guy with the glasses viewers that were going to hate it, I would do it the exact same way just for the sake of entertaining you guys. There was somebody that described this 3-part video as a love song to the fans, and that's exactly what it is, guys. Anyway, a lot of people say that Uma Thurman should play ERod. I don't entirely disagree, but I think I would choose Juliette Lewis. I think she would do a better job at playing Marcia. That's just me. Anyway, so no, guys, I absolutely do not regret going out of my way for you guys to entertain you. The purpose of my videos, every single one, is just to entertain you. Plain and simple. I don't see myself as a reviewer. I see myself as a mildly amusing entertainer, at best. The reviewing thing is just the binding theme of all the videos in thatguywiththeglasses.com. It's not called the reviewwebsite.com. It's called thatguywiththeglasses.com. I would cast Patricia Richardson as Lorelai. Anyway, but like I said, I did review it. I just did it in a very, very different way, and unfortunately, most of the viewers didn't have any tolerance for it. This is from the Lost Boys. Lost Boys, if you don't recognize it, turn in your geek card. So the credit for this scene right here goes entirely to Lexa Lauren Payne, aka the Demon Denafili. We just shot the scene that's coming up in the next chapter where I say, hey, we should get some shawarma after this, and she suggested this because we were about to get lunch. Her Denafili costume is very revealing, so every time we would move from one location to the other, she would put on Darth Lucas's jacket to cover herself up while we were moving from one location to the other. So when we broke for lunch, I told her, hey, get out of the costume. I know you feel self-conscious. Put on your sweats so you can eat. And she said, oh, let's do this scene like Avengers. And I told her, well, you're going to have to stay in your costume. Are you okay with it? And she was totally game, and everybody really wanted to do it, and we did it. And I'm really happy because it's one of the funniest fucking moments in the whole thing, and it was not in the script.